What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Rewind X. Everyone has their list of essential 80s action movies, and everyone knows the big names. But the decade had more to offer outside the usual suspects. Good movies that were victims of bad timing. Here are 8 hard-boiled classics that deserve a spot on your watch list. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button because we're about to uncover some serious hidden gems. Let's get into it. These action movies bombed at the box office and got buried by bigger blockbusters, and some almost nobody saw in theaters. But they featured massive stars, insane stunts done without CGI, and predictions about the future that turned out to be shockingly accurate. Ready to discover your new favorites? Let's jump in. Number 1. Wanted Dead or Alive, 1987. Rutger Hauer stars in Wanted, Dead or Alive as Nick Randall, a modern-day bounty hunter who's the descendant of the character Josh Randall, played by Steve McQueen in the 1958 television series of the same name. A Middle Eastern terrorist starts bombing targets across Los Angeles, and the CIA recruits Randall to track him down outside official channels. Gene Simmons plays the terrorist in his second villainous turn of the decade. Law producer Arthur Sarkisian bought the original screenplay solely because of the title and its connection to the McQueen series, and both James Caan and Mel Gibson were considered for the lead. Director Gary Sherman faced a looming director's strike, which meant he had to complete a page-one rewrite with his co-writer in just 2 weeks. Around $4.5 million covered the entire production cost. Released in January 1987, with $7.5 million at the box office, made it modest but profitable. Though Roger Ebert criticized the film's Arab villain stereotyping, but other critics found the action sequences impressive enough to recommend it. Dave Kehr, in the Chicago Tribune, called it a superior product in a genre that has seen some mighty hard times of late. Number 2. Nighthawks, 1981. Nobody could appreciate in 1981 just how ahead of its time Nighthawks would prove to be. Sylvester Stallone plays a New York City cop assigned to an anti-terrorism unit after an international assassin arrives in Manhattan, with Rutger Hauer playing the terrorist in his American film debut. Billy D. Williams plays Stallone's partner. Lindsay Wagner plays his estranged wife, and the film drops all of them into a cat-and-mouse game across the grimy streets of early 80s New York. Chaos defined the production from the start. The original director was fired after about a week, and Bruce Malmuth took over officially, but Stallone reportedly directed significant portions himself, including extensive re-editing as well. 2 hours and 20 minutes was the original cut's running time, and the released version runs 99 minutes, which meant roughly 40 minutes hit the cutting room floor, including extended violence the MPAA demanded be removed. Stallone would later say that the movie was a very difficult film to make, namely because no one believed that urban terrorism would ever happen in New York. Obviously, he was onto something, and the film still holds up today. Number 3. Code of Silence, 1985. Code of Silence is widely considered Chuck Norris's best film, and the reason is simple. They treated it like a real movie. Andrew Davis directed what started as a Dirty Harry sequel called Dirty Harry 4. Code of Silence, written for Clint Eastwood, but Eastwood and Warner Brothers passed, and Orion Pictures paid $800,000 for the rights. Norris plays a Chicago cop caught between warring crime families while dealing with a partner who shot an unarmed suspect and expects him to cover it up. The title refers to the unwritten rule that cops don't rat on cops, and the film takes that moral dilemma seriously instead of brushing past it. Davis shot entirely on location in Chicago, his hometown, using the L trains and Lower Wacker Drive for authenticity. Dennis Farina was an actual serving Chicago police officer, moonlighting as an actor when Davis cast him, and this became his biggest film role to date and the stepping stone to his later career. Roger Ebert gave it 3.5 stars out of 4 and wrote that it's a heavy-duty thriller with good performances and genuine human interest. It debuted at #1 at the box office and grossed over $20 million total. Andrew Davis would go on to direct Above the Law, Under Siege, and The Fugitive. Number 4. Shakedown, 1988. Peter Weller, fresh off RoboCop, teams with Sam Elliott in 1988's Shakedown to investigate police corruption in New York City. Weller plays a public defender about to leave the profession for a corporate law gig, and Elliott plays a rogue cop who doesn't trust the system. Weller's client claims he shot a cop in self-defense, and these two unlikely partners start unraveling a conspiracy that reaches all the way up the chain. The director James Glickenhaus shot the film on location across the grittiest parts of 1980s Manhattan, and the film captured real 42nd Street peep shows and sleazy theaters in their final years before the Giuliani cleanup, making it a genuine time capsule of a New York that no longer exists. A fight on the Coney Island Cyclone roller coaster highlights the climax, and the finale features a jet flying around the World Trade Center, all of it done practically with no CGI. Sam Elliott reportedly turned down the project twice because of the script's violence, but changed his mind after considering its strong anti-drug message. Gene Siskel called it a rollicking, thrilling, and funny police picture that makes Beverly Hills Cop look as if it was photographed in slow motion. Another 80s video store gem that found its audience through word-of-mouth recommendations. Number 5. Black Rain, 1989. Ridley Scott's Black Rain sends Michael Douglas into the neon-soaked streets of Osaka as a morally compromised New York cop escorting a Yakuza prisoner back to Japan. The prisoner escapes, and Douglas has to navigate a foreign culture, a Japanese police force that doesn't want his help, and his own demons while trying to recapture him. Andy Garcia plays his partner, and Ken Takakura plays the Japanese detective assigned to babysit him. But serious trouble plagued the production from the moment cameras started rolling in Japan. Yusaku Matsuda plays the villain, and he knew bladder cancer was killing him, and that acting would worsen his condition when he took the role. Keeping his illness secret from Scott, he died at age 40, less than 7 weeks after the American premiere. The film carries a dedication to his memory. It was a modest hit at the domestic box office, but it was the 5th highest-grossing movie of the year in Japan and earned the film over $130 million worldwide. It launched the Ridley Scott-Hans Zimmer collaboration that would later produce Gladiator and Black Hawk Down, and became essential viewing for action fans discovering it through video rental chains. Number 6. Extreme Prejudice, 1987. Walter Hill's 1987 Extreme Prejudice pits a Texas Ranger against his childhood best friend. Nick Nolte plays the Ranger, Powers Booth plays the drug kingpin, and Maria Conchita Alonso plays the woman caught between them. When a covert military unit shows up in town on a classified mission, loyalties shatter and the stage gets set for one of the bloodiest endings of the decade. 11 years in development, Hell shaped the script. John Milius wrote the original draft in 1976, and multiple directors cycled through the project before Hill took over. Jerry Goldsmith provides the score, and his synth gives it an unexpected modern edge. Clancy Brown, who co-stars as part of the military unit, put it this way: "Extreme Prejudice is the last of the Mohicans, and I don't think we'll ever see a film made like that again because it's Walter Hill's homage to Sam Peckinpah." Released in April 1987, it opened 2 months before a who's who of summer blockbuster hits: Lethal Weapon, Predator, RoboCop, The Untouchables, and Full Metal Jacket, just to name a few. But if you're looking for a gritty, violent Western, this is where you find it. Number 7. Runaway, 1984. Michael Crichton wrote and directed 1984's Runaway, a near-future cop thriller about malfunctioning robots. Tom Selleck plays a police sergeant who specializes in deactivating domestic robots gone haywire, and the movie introduces a world where robot vacuums, flying drones, and smart bullets already exist. A criminal genius starts weaponizing these machines, and Selleck is the one to track him down. Crichton was between Westworld and Jurassic Park at this point, and Runaway shows his obsession with technology spiraling out of control. Gene Simmons from Kiss makes his feature film debut as the villain after turning down roles in Flashdance and Dr. Detroit, and Crichton offered him the part without an audition. Kirstie Alley co-stars and earned a Saturn Award nomination for her performance. Robotic Systems International built robotic spiders for the production, and cinematographer John Alonzo had shot Chinatown a decade earlier, bringing his film noir expertise to the sci-fi material. Released in December 1984, alongside Dune, and a week after Beverly Hills Cop meant under $7 million at the box office, but the technology predictions turned out to be eerily accurate. And while it leans a little more sci-fi and screams cheesy popcorn fun, it is oddly entertaining. Number 8. Southern Comfort, 1981. Walter Hill's Southern Comfort drops a squad of Louisiana National Guardsmen into the Cajun Bayou for a routine weekend exercise. They make the stupid decision to steal some boats from local trappers and fire blanks at them as a prank, and the Cajuns don't find it funny. A survival nightmare follows as these underprepared weekend warriors get hunted through the swamps by people who know the terrain infinitely better than they do. Or Keith Carradine and Powers Booth lead the ensemble as the only two guardsmen with any sense, and Booth came aboard after Hill saw his Emmy-winning performance as Jim Jones. 55 days during winter in the Cat Lake area outside Shreveport made up the brutal shoot. Booth later recalled that it was unbelievably tough because the actors would clamber out of the muck just in time to get back into it, and camera platforms would slowly sink into the bayou. Though Hill has always denied the Vietnam allegory, but the year is specifically 1973, which was the year America withdrew from Vietnam. Under $3 million came in at the box office, and Hill himself said it didn't make a nickel anywhere. Critical opinion has shifted dramatically, though, and Vinegar Syndrome released a 4K restoration in February 2024. If you've never seen it, it's worth tracking down. So there you have it. 8 forgotten 80s action classics that got buried by bad timing, but absolutely deserve your attention. These movies had incredible stunts, amazing performances, and proved that the 80s action scene was way deeper than just the blockbusters everyone remembers. Which one are you most excited to check out? Drop a comment below and let me know. And if you enjoyed this dive into forgotten 80s action, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to Rewind X for more underrated film recommendations. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. I'll see you in the next one.